our next game where we have Chicago versus the Texans. We have two young quarterbacks going in diametrically opposed uh, directions. Uh, Chicago got to win. I got to give them credit for the win over Tennessee.
I mean, Houston
They
got a loss, or not Houston. The Tennessee Titans got a loss. I
Tennessee
think
ton of
as much
yeah,
as the Bears actually won.
one 100%. I was going to give full credit to uh, Will Levis for throwing more touchdowns to the Chicago Bears than Caleb Williams did. So it just goes to show that Will Levis was the best quarterback on the field for the Chicago Bears, without question. Um, I'm hoping that Caleb Williams can turn this around a little bit and we can see some signs of life out of him. I think the NFL is better when the Bears are better than what they have been. Uh, Unfortunately, everything that I look at when I watch him, he just seems lost, and I feel actually kind of bad for the kid. He his head's all over the place. His feet are all over the place. He doesn't know which direction. He is putting himself into pressure situations just by how he plays. The thing is, he did the exact same thing at USC
Hmm.
and he could run around against Al or Stanford and not get sacked because he's a better athlete. In the NFL, I mean, I watched him take 3 points right off the board with taking like a 20-yard sack when you just can't do these things. Granted, he is learning, and granted, I would probably have said the same thing about Peyton Manning in his awful rookie year and John Elway in his awful rookie year that I'm saying about Caleb Williams right now. And it just goes to show it's a belief I have. I have a belief that learning in the NFL, sitting and watching professionals and becoming a professional, see what works and what doesn't is not a bad thing. And I think that's working against Caleb Williams. Now, my theory is proven wrong because C.J. Stroud had a good year. I think his year is overblown a little bit. What he did in his rookie season because it was really only an average to an average quarterback year in the
It
NFL.
was below
But
average.
yeah, but
I
C.J.
think he had
did.
for
But
like 24 touchdowns or something
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. But C.J. Stroud did a nice job learning, and I think he will continue. I want to see what he is going to do against this vaunted Bears defense. I think the Bears defense is what they can hang their hat on. It'll be an interesting game. I like Houston. Do I like Houston enough to lay the points? I don't know about that, but I like Houston. What say you in the code?
So what I'll say about Caleb is this. Um, I thought a lot of his inaccurate throws were early season miscommunications with the wide receivers. For example, his throw that he had with Keenan Allen on a little was an option route that Keenan kind of stopped and Caleb threw it like it was he was going to take the slant option. That's just miscommunication with your veteran wide receiver saying, "No, you got to hold me so he doesn't get tattooed by the middle linebacker." Later on, he had one with Rome Odunze where Odunze stayed instead of continuing his, and it looks like an inaccurate throw. And I think there was a lot of those in that game where the inaccurate throws were more miscommunications that'll get cleaned up. Now, I agree with you with the whole sack thing. Caleb has always tried to extend plays and has never taken the easy. Like if a defense gives you 3 yards, he's never been one to just take the 3 yards and move on to the next play. He's always tried to get something bigger because his talent has always been he's always been able to. In the NFL, you just don't have that talent difference now. And we mentioned it a little bit earlier when talking about the Titans game. Was the Tennessee Titans front dominant or did the Bears O line suck? Because if the Bears O line was terrible, you're going to run into this all year because Caleb's going to be running around for his life trying to make plays, and that's not going to lead to a lot. Now, unlike Tennessee, Houston can put up points. This Houston team is good. I think their wide receivers, 1, 2, 3, are all really good. I think their line is more than serviceable for CJ Stroud. Defensively with Will, I think they can get after the quarterback. I expect the Texans to have a pretty good year overall.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see if the Bears O line can hold up in this. It is also a primetime game. Caleb is the second
Yep.
start for Caleb Williams, and now he's playing at Sunday Night Football on the road against a playoff team. So we'll
Yeah.
see how that kind of plays out. We we made this because we don't have a play on this game at all. We made it Houston -6 is where our line was at with the code. Um, and the total hasn't even moved off 45 and a half either way.
Yeah.
Could run into a prime time under potentially in this one. That would not surprise me. I could also
Yeah.
see if if the Bears defense can't get pressure on CJ Stroud, I could see him doing some damage. But then again,
Yeah.
I actually really like the Bears defense. I think their linebackers with Tremont Edmonds, TJ Edwards, they got Johnson in the secondary, who I think is solid, and then Sweat on the D line, and then what was it, Taylor?
52.
Yeah,
Kid was a
Taylor.
beast.
He was all over the
Wow.
place in week one. So I'm interested to see if he can duplicate that or if he just had the game of his life.
Yeah, no, he was a beast, and I'm wondering what Seattle's thinking letting that kid go because he played.
He
He
was
really
everywhere.
played well. He was. He did a heck of a job. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. A Sunday night primetime game. I'd like the Texans in this one. I like the Texans to win. Will they cover? Another question, but I really do like them to win.